Nobody has any clue we're here.
No.
We live. Surprise! Hi, Jacob. How many weeks has it been since we've done this live?
1.
No, it's been more than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been more than that. It's been a while.
No, we did it like a week ago before we left.
Sure?
Yes, before we left.
I don't recall.
Oh,
that.
Molly? Oh, Miss Vero?
I did my own roots today, y'all. I don't think it looks that bad, but my daughter said in person that you could see the real difference between it's like really brown and red. But I think I did a pretty good job because they couldn't get me in this week, and I have to go to New York this weekend. We have that $500 to give away. How we haven't figured out how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
I'll give it away next time.
We'll tease it. We'll tease it. We'll tease it for next time. I'll think of something good between now and then.
Okay.
Patty Granger, hello. Hello, good afternoon, Sam.
Sam I am. My man Sam.
Man.
Where's Sam? I don't see Sam.
Sam Dugan.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, there he is. Hello, Sam. Sam I am. My man.
I have to think about that. We got to have something good.
Okay, we need to get this going because we need to be done.
I know. I'm ready whenever you are. Shoot. Can't believe that. All right, we'll do it. We'll tease it for next time.
Okay.
Where are my phones?
What are we going to do? Mostly Disney review?
Yeah.
Then whatever else we have time for?
And Black Friday.
Black Friday?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was Black Friday. It's a big deal.
Okay, give me something.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing me. Testing you.
Anita Widerbox, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Anita Widerbox, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Anita Widerbox.
You ready? Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', the podcast. I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans. This is my husband and my co-host.
Hello, Alan. Hey, Trey, in the house.
That's Alan Evans, because yes, I took my husband's last name.
Boys and girls from all around as happy as can be. MICKEYMOUSE.
Oh, we're going to be
Who's
talking.
Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? MICKEYMOUSE. Mickey Mouse.
Didn't catch me that time.
Mickey Mouse.
Donald Duck. Wherever may you roam. Hi, hi, hi. Come along and sing our song and join our family. Something like that.
Oh.
Well, we're going to talk Disney today.
I'm still in Disney. I'm in Disney World in my mind.
Man, we did Disney. We did Disney hard. We did Disney too long. We'll just be honest. But we're going to tell you all about our Disney experience. We're going to give you some tips, some things maybe to avoid, some mistakes that we made so you don't have to. We're going to get to that today.
Observations that I made, just observing my fellow human beings.
Yeah.
We did a podcast from Disney.
We did.
And we talked about the guy who cut in line. We
already talked about that, the drunk guy at Disney.
Great detail about that.
I wonder what happened to him. I have thought about him since then. If he was actually a park employee, if you missed last week's podcast, a drunken buffoon was cutting line at one of the rides, and we had to call security on him and have him removed. He kept claiming he was a Disney park employee, that his last day was December 20th. But I have a feeling if he was telling the truth about that, his last day came sooner than he thought.
Would you believe anything that man said?
I don't know. He kept repeating himself.
And he kept touching me.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
No.
So we'll talk about that. We flew Spirit Airlines for the first time. That was a first for me.
We're going to do a review on Spirit Airlines?
We can do a review on anything you want, honey.
I mean, there is absolutely no chance that Spirit Airlines might be a sponsor of a Sandwich and Sandwich Sunday. So we're going to give them an honest review.
Yeah, we will. My experience is probably different than yours because you had them coming and going. I just had them coming home one way. You did the round trip thing.
Yeah, I got it both ways. You just got it one way.
Yeah, I think your experience without me was worse than your experience with me, but I'm not sure.
I mean, we'll get into it. I mean, but if you're looking to fly from point A to point B,
it works.
They did the job. Yeah.
Yeah, we arrived safely, and that's really the point, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, we do have a lot to get to on this podcast, and thank you so much for being a part of it. I also want to say, it's been a very busy shopping weekend for a lot of people. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, always right after Thanksgiving, a lot of people racing to the malls, a lot of people doing online shopping. Well, let me tell you about a store I want you to check out called Everlane. You can find that online.
Yes.
I love Everlane. I have really enjoyed wearing that t-shirt dress every time I wear it. I get so many compliments. The Luxe Cotton Slide Slit. It's easy for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
The Luxe Cotton Side Slit tee dress in dusty blue. I love it. The fabric just feels so nice against my skin. For the holidays, I'll be maybe dropping a few hints about that cashmere turtleneck dress, about that new Traveler tote. So much to be found on Everlane. And what I love about Everlane is they only make premium essentials. They use the finest materials without the traditional markups, and they are an ethical company. They are radically transparent in why they charge the prices they do. They use only ethical factories to make their products. Meghan Markle, who I love and feel like I know her, I've been keeping an eye on those beautiful editor slingbacks she was wearing so comfy as she was touring Africa with her husband. Everlane has 100% grade A cashmere, quality cotton basics, sustainable silks, premium Japanese denim made at the world's cleanest denim factory, Italian-made leather shoes, outerwear made from recycled water bottles, the most perfectly fit Oxford shirts. Why would you want to shop anyplace else than Everlane, especially now here at the holidays?
And you can check out our personalized collection at everlane.com/sandwich. Plus, you'll get free shipping on your first order. That's everlane.com/sandwich. One more time for good measure, babe. Everlane.com/sandwich right now. Check it out.
Yeah. If you are a fan of Meghan Markle and Angelina Jolie's style, which is quality, simple, not a lot of frills, Everlane is for you. Thanks for being a sponsor, Everlane.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Black Friday, we were at Disney World for Black Friday, so I didn't get, and honestly, I've never been one to go to the malls for Black Friday.
Me either.
I don't like that panic. My girlfriend Amy always goes first thing, crack of dawn. They're there, and there used to be Saks Fifth Avenue here, and she would get the best deals, but I'm not willing to fight over anything. So I would usually meet them about lunchtime so they could brag about all the savings they got. But actually, more and more people are shopping online. In fact, I was just reading on the news that U.S. shoppers finally made more purchases online on Black Friday than they did in the mall. So traffic and the sales at brick and mortar stores are down, and that's not good. That's not a good sign.
Well, it's not good for the brick and mortar stores. Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we sit around the table on Thanksgiving Day and go around the table and tell everybody what we're thankful for?
Right. We did that.
So we tell everybody all the things that we're thankful for.
Right.
Then the very next day, we wake up at 4 a.m. and go beat people over the head and throw bows to save 50% off a TV.
Well,
so we're throwing bows for things that we wish we had.
You mean throwing elbows? Yes. Okay, I had to think a minute what you were saying. I know. I think it's the spirit of competition. It's the thrill of the chase. I've never understood the people that will camp out for a week to get a deal on a TV. I think it's just part of the experience trying to get on the news, because I'm sorry, my time is more valuable than that. To sit on a sidewalk for a week and wallow in my own funk for a deal on a 50-inch TV. I'm not doing that. But for some people, it's just the thrill of the experience.
Big
right?
Al will.
Big Al will what?
My man.
No, he doesn't.
I saw my man at Best Buy.
But he doesn't
He
typically.
was buying TVs.
Well, yeah, because he has a bar to do. But was he there at the crack of dawn at 4 a.m.? And now they're even opening on Thanksgiving night. That's where they're seeing a lot more, I think, results because the Black Friday sales are on Thursday night now. So why wait till
I'm sorry
Friday?
to throw you out, babe. I just don't understand why we're so thankful one day, and then the very next day we're out trying to buy things that we don't have.
Because we're still materialistic. You're, 6%, $7.4 billion on Black Friday, just shy of the estimated $7.6 billion that they were expecting. But on Thanksgiving Day itself, sales grew 14.5% to $4.2 billion. So we still got Cyber Monday, which is when this podcast will drop. And I'm going to be checking out some Cyber Monday sales. Emma Kelly and me having a Black Friday Cyber Monday sale.
We're doing our own Cyber Monday sale.
10% off. Hey, one day it might be more, but
10%
we're still just starting.
Site-wide.
10% is pretty good.
Site-wide. Free
Site-wide.
shipping if you buy over a certain dollar amount.
Yeah, so go check that out too. But anyway, so I did a little bit of online shopping. I have more to do, knocking things off our Christmas list. But it's really hard because people are asking Alan and me, our parents and, siblings are asking what we want. And it's like, I don't know. Our problem is we want something, we just go buy it. And then we should stop doing that about September, October.
No, I think one of our problems is we've advanced to the point in life.
We don't need anything.
Well, not that we have everything, but I mean, it's like, what else do I need?
Well, you know what I ask for?
I'm having a problem trying to figure out what else I need.
I ask for things that I use like on a daily basis that I'm running out of, like my favorite perfume, certain lotions that I like to use, certain makeup products that I'm running low on, hair, mousses and gels. And I know that sounds boring to some people, but that's really what I want. And I want lamps for the bedroom.
Very practical. Very
practical, and the fantasy gifts and stuff, I guess, I don't know. Alan surprises me every year and gets me something that I would never buy for myself that I don't even ask for, but it's just like a surprise.
Oh, yeah. I got you that fancy French purse last year.
He got me a very fancy French purse last year that I have worn every single day.
Oh, yeah, the never full.
No, I never don't.
Which is always full.
It's always full.
It weighs real heavy.
5 million pounds. But I try to justify the price he spent on it by, how you divide how many times you use it into the cost.
Yeah.
So it equals out to finally pennies
Keep
per use.
It. I tell you what.
I'm gonna wear it every day. I'm gonna be buried with that thing.
You try to carry that some bitch on Spirit Airlines, they're gonna charge you $55 too.
Yeah. That's the thing. Okay, so we went to Disney World. I go every year with kids. Part of this we've already covered in the last podcast, so catching everybody up to date in case you skip around. Some people do. I go every year to kids. So this year I decided we had all of our kids for Thanksgiving. It alternates every other year. So it's going to be 2 years before we have all the kids again. And I figured it'd be a great time. I'm going to be at Disney World anyway. I'll just stay, bring my family in, and we'll just spend Thanksgiving and do it up at Disney World. Doing it up at Disney World is budget breaking, puts you into serious debt situation. So to save money, I tried booking all the traditional airlines I normally use, and it just ended up saving us, like a couple $1,000s on it. It was maybe
throwing me and the kids on Spirit.
Well, I flew back on Spirit because I flew with a charter flight for the charity.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to fly one way back. It truly saved us so much money. It might have been around $2,000. If I remember, it's been a long time.
Flying Spirit versus like American saved us a lot of time. But
they nickel and dime you to death on
everything.
Thing.
You know how when you go to the when you fly and you go to the little kiosk and you're checking a bag and you do the little deal and then it gives you the printout. Then you put the bag tag on your bag and take it up to baggage claim. You can do it that way, like American. You can do it at the kiosk, or you can go see an agent. And the agent will do it for you.
Right.
She'll take your information and print the things, stick them on the bags, and off you go. Well, so I'm hauling 3 kids around and all our stuff, all our shat. So I get in the line and I go up because I think it's going to be a lot easier just to see the agent and have her do it. So we wait in line about 10, 15 minutes, not too long, but we get up there and I'm like, hi, it's me and my 3 kids here. And she said, did you use the kiosk? And I said, well, no, I saw the kiosk, but I thought you could do it. She says, well, I can do it, but it's going to be $10 for each of you to do it.
Yeah.
I said, really?
They don't want to interface with you at all.
So you're going to charge me $10 like just to print my baggage tag? And she goes, yes. And I go, okay. So I, hat in hand, go back over to the kiosk and spend another 10, 15 minutes trying to figure that out.
I didn't know that. I knew that when I booked the ticket, I had to, buying your airline ticket is not the same as buying a seat on the plane, as JC that I work with found out.
My man.
You have to choose a seat. The seats start like around $5, something like that. But until you do that, you have purchased this airfare, but you don't have anywhere to sit. So they try to upsell you on more legroom and something, but there was no extra legroom that I saw.
Here's another thing they do. So Emma Kelly, I have a personal item, which is my backpack.
Oh, and they also charge you more to carry on than they do checked luggage.
So Emma Kelly had a duffel bag, not much bigger than a backpack.
Right.
But it wasn't a backpack, it was a duffel bag. So I learned as I'm checking in that it wouldn't fit in this thing that have to size up your luggage. $55 that they charge you to carry on their plane. So they're going to charge you to carry your bag.
It would have been cheaper if you would have bought it. See, anything you do online ahead of time is less expensive than when you get there. So if I would have paid for her to have a carry-on bag online before we got there, it would have been a little bit cheaper. But because my daughter insisted on carrying a full-size blanket, her tablet, and her world, it was a collapsible bag. It would have fit under the seat. It would have counted as a personal item, but they still charged $55. So on the way back home, I had to miraculously fit all of her stuff and all of our stuff that we acquired on the trip into 4 suitcases, and each of us having one personal item. And high five me, honey.
Okay.
High five me if you really high five me.
No, thanks. Now, wait a second.
I did it.
Now, here, that was strike 1 and 2. Okay, strike 3 was we all finally get on the plane and okay, so paid $55.
But they did leave on time, man. They have let me just brag on this. They board 45 minutes ahead of time instead of the traditional 30. And you know how they say we depart at 6:50 p.m.? We were on the end of the runway preparing for wheels off the ground at 6:50.
Yeah, wheels off, all right. Here's wheels off. So we get on the plane. We do the little musical chairs because the kids have to sit in a certain spot. I mean, everyone has an assigned seat, right?
Right.
But certain people have to sit by the window. Certain people have to sit on the aisle. I'm just like, you guys figure it out. So they finally get that figured out. We get up in the air, and here comes the beverage cart. Now, I've flown American my whole life, really. I used to fly that for business. And I'm not like some big platinum guy anymore, but I've got 750,000 miles. I've flown a lot on American. And I know that when they push the beverage cart down the aisle, you ask for a beverage, you get a beverage.
Right. Unless it's alcohol, you got to pay for it.
You got to pay for alcohol, but I don't do that. I just,
but water,
give me a
coffee,
Diet Coke on the rocks. Yeah.
Soft drinks.
Yeah. So here comes the not so friendly spirit agents down the aisle. What would you like to drink?
She was friendly.
They were okay.
That.
Well, you weren't on the flight. You weren't on the flight to Orlando.
Oh, I'm talking about one coming back. So you're talking about
okay.
2. You're talking about 2.
I'm talking about 2.
Okay.
So because I didn't know how this worked. Mm-hmm. So she says, "Would you like a beverage?" And I said, "Yes, actually, all 4 of us would like a beverage." She goes, "What will you have?" Diet Coke, Sprite, milk. I don't know what they had. She rings it up. It's like $21. I'm like, "Excuse me?" And she goes, "Yeah, we charge for your beverage." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Everything.
I had no idea.
Even water.
No idea. So
they sell you a bottle of water, not
hat in hand, get my wallet out again, which was the theme of the week, getting my wallet out. We did a lot of that.
We did.
Oh.
But you just got to let it go.
You got to let it go.
That's what
Elsa and Anna says, and that's what I was singing.
It becomes the theme
at the Frozen sing-along, which I attended.
So just know that if you're ever flying Spirit, bring your own snacks and drinks, buy them at the airport, which are also expensive, but I just rather know what I'm paying as I get on the plane. and try to get everything into a personal item, which is a purse or a backpack.
Yes.
And what else?
About spirit?
About spirit.
Well, like I said,
people are animals. When they were
Oh.
I've never seen such a free-for-all for people to get off a plane. It's like, you have to pay extra for manners, apparently so, because everybody's tripping over each other, fighting to get off the plane to go stand around the luggage carousel for 30 minutes.
More throwing bows.
I've never seen anything like that.
More throwing bows getting off the plane. I think that's just an Orlando thing.
Well,
because everybody's so excited. Oh, yeah. Well,
we were
coming
leaving
from
Orlando. But I had to throw my body in front of a man to let our kids out. I stood there, and he was literally at the back of my neck the whole time behind me, breathing down my neck. But I was like, I was mama bear. He was literally, I was like, my kids are getting off this plane. We were sitting like the third row, and I'm like, they were racing to get off that plane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
funny? Not the most pleasant experience. But, you got point A to point B, saved us a couple grand, I'd do it again.
Okay, enough whining and moaning about Spirit Airlines. The actual Disney World experience. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yes. Who's going to go first?
Well, I mean, I'll just start off with some random observations. I know we have some tips, but mine are more random observations and things that I'd had no idea about Disney World until I went to Disney World. I'm like, holy moly.
You've never been before.
This is
a lot of things, because I normally go as part of a charity where everything is mapped out for me, and I just show up where I'm supposed to be and hang out with kids and ride rides, and it's great.
Okay, so just right off the top of my head, a couple of observations. Number one, when you go to Disney, you got to wear some Disney gear. I don't have a lot of Disney gear. The only gear I have is a Star Wars shirt, and this isn't even a Disney Star Wars shirt. This is an old Star Wars shirt. I'm wearing it right now. But when you go to Disney, everyone's got their ears on. They've got their Mickey shirts on. Dylan, he had a Pluto hat, and it's cool. Everybody, they have matching T-shirts. But what I noticed is
matching T-shirts is a big player.
But the biggest player at Disney World for T-shirts, man or woman, is Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata.
Especially in Animal Kingdom. Hakuna Matata is everywhere. And here's your little tip. You can go buy Disney shirts anywhere. Target has them. You can get them on Amazon. You can get all the Disney stuff way cheaper if you do it before you get there. But there is something that takes over kids that they just want. I've never seen it. Dylan asked for approximately 5 million things while we were at Disney World.
At least.
And he got about 4 million of them. Because he'll wear you down.
Oh, just through war of attrition.
Yeah.
Number two observation, old men love, and grandpas especially, they love the grumpy stuff.
Yeah.
The grumpy dwarf hat, the grumpy shirt.
Yeah.
Old men, if they're going to participate in Disney shirts, grumpy.
Yeah. But matching shirts are a big deal because it does help you identify your family and keep you in touch with each other. I think that's really fun. And people go all out. You see everything. A lot of them, I think you just order off Amazon and stuff or Etsy. So that was really fun to see a lot of that. We do that with kids too. It's like color coded. So when you see that shirt, that's probably a kid's family. You get up close, you say, oh, it is a kid's shirt. So if you're going to go as a family, get matching shirts.
Oh, and I guess my last thing, just off the top of my head, I always thought, because I'd never been, that Disney World was just this big park with lots of rides. There is so much to do and see at Disney World. It's unbelievable.
You can't see it all.
You can't see it all. Not just the rides, but the shows. There are books and websites devoted to finding hidden Mickeys at Disney World.
That's a huge player for kids.
So we were trying to find hidden Mickeys.
Yeah.
Just looking around in line, looking for hidden Mickeys.
Because they're very smart about the way they do Disney World. Now, we do have some tips for you if you would like to do your own Disney family vacation. I highly recommend using a travel agent who specializes in Disney travel, because there are things you are just not going to know. And now that I've done it, now I know, but I had no clue. And plus, I don't have the patience or the knowledge to work the system like these travel agents do. I just don't. And this is not an ad, but we used a company called Crazy Imagination Travel. And they were very, very helpful as far as getting us fast passes. If you don't have a fast pass, you are screwed on the rides you want to ride. The most popular ones, we had wait times of over 2 hours. And we just...
Hey, that last day at Animal Kingdom, the Avatar ride, 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Granted,
people were waiting in line.
We were also there Thanksgiving week, one of the busiest times of the year to go to Disney World. So on a normal day, maybe it wouldn't be that bad, but the new Millennium Falcon ride, you'd have 2 or 3 hour wait times as well. So work with a travel agent.
Buy fast passes.
And buy fast passes. They have a new rule with fast passes. I wrote it down because I can't remember. Okay. Starting, let's see. Where is it? Okay. In advance of your trip, you can make up to 3 fast pass ride reservations for each day of your vacation. Okay. And then once you use those 3 pre-selected fast passes, you can make additional fast pass reservations one at a time while you're at Walt Disney World. But used to be you'd go up with your ticket and scan it and you could come back in like 2 hours. Those days are over. You've got to do this in advance. Also with Disney World, if you plan to eat at any of the restaurants that are popular, 6 months to the day, 180 days before your first day in the park is when you are allowed to make restaurant reservations. Those go like that within minutes because people who are experts at Disney travel snatch those up.
Especially like new concepts in restaurants. Like there's a cantina in Star Wars World.
Oga's Cantina
at Hollywood Studios. And this is one of the biggest bungles of the trip. We had reservations at this cantina, and it's supposed to look like the cantina in Star Wars.
But we didn't know that at the time.
We didn't know that at the time, and we got sidetracked, and we were doing something else.
Well, it was a 3 p.m. reservation for lunch, and we had dinner reservations at 6:30. And we're like, we can't wait till 3 o'clock to eat lunch. So we went ahead and ate lunch, and then...
But
come to find out, it was the Star Wars cantina, and we had missed our reservation.
But I told my sister this, who's a Disney expert and fanatic, and she said, "You've got to be kidding me." Yeah. She says, "I've been trying for 6 months to get reservations there, and you guys had it, and you just blew it off."
Well, we didn't blow it off. We didn't realize we were blowing it off. So that was a stupid mistake on our part.
But places like that, you have to plan way ahead.
6 months ahead.
Yeah.
And people don't even make their reservations at Disney World that far in advance. So unfortunately, a lot of times you're just going to be screwed. But there are a lot of, that's why you need a travel agent, because she takes the time, she or he takes the time to keep track of all those reservations. And maybe there's a cancellation, they can sneak you in. And that's what happened in our case. Now you have to get the My Disney Experience app.
You've got to have
this. Is the most incredible thing. Yeah. I've had it before with kids, but I've never really needed it because with kids, like I said, they tell me where to be and I go. But when you're on your own, this thing is a lifesaver because it gives you all the wait times in each park. Mm-hmm. If you're in Magic Kingdom, it tells you what all the wait times are for every ride. It also tells you which ride to clean it up and then start the ride again, or there's an electric malfunction, they have to get it back again. It tells you which rides are closed. It tells you can go in order of least amount of wait to most amount of wait time. That way, if you do have a fast pass and you have like 2 hours to kill, you're like, oh, we can work in 2 rides. If we go to this one, only has a 15-minute wait time, and this one has a 30-minute wait time. So you can be very strategic, but you have to get the My Disney Experience app.
You can order food from the restaurants.
You can pre-order because the lines at food places are
pretty long.
So long.
But they were pretty quick though.
They do because they've got it down to a system. But a lot of times, if you pre-order your food, they have a special window. You just walk up and get it and go. They also have all your photos on your My Disney Experience app.
Really cool.
If you have a Magic Band, another must-have thing. I see people wear them, but I've never had to have one until now. That Magic Band, if you're on a ride, it senses that you're there and it'll take your picture. And then it'll just show up on your phone. Mm-hmm. It's crazy good. If those a lot of times like dad or mom's in charge of taking pictures and you're left out of the picture, you can go to those professional photographers. Everybody gets their picture taken. They scan your magic band and it shows up on your phone.
And they're doing it with a good camera, and they've got certain spots in the park where if you just walk up to somebody that works there with a good camera, they've got like Nikon picture spots.
Yep.
Where they'll have Cinderella's castle in the background, or the Tree of Life, or Mount Everest, or whatever. But they shoot really awesome photos. We posted some of those.
We did.
Yeah.
And the magic bands also, if you have everything connected, you can use them to open your room.
Mm-hmm.
You just hold it up to the door and it opens the door if you're staying in Disney properties. It also, what else does a magic band do? Charges. You can link your credit card to it, so you don't have to ever take out your credit card.
Yeah.
You just swipe everything at gift shops, food.
That's how your fast passes are on there. So.
Everything, your fast passes are on there. So with fast pass, you have to be there like between noon and 1 p.m. You can't show up at 11:58 a.m. It's not going to let you do it until 12, and then it gets you into the parks. It is just magic bands and the My Disney Experience app. The app also tells you all the show times. It tells you there are things on there I didn't know existed. Alan, there are so many experiences on there. You're like, how do these people know these things? Because they're going to the app. There are special dessert parties with Minnie Mouse. There are fireworks dinners you can have. There are cake decorating experiences you can have, all listed on the app. So get that. Even if you're not going to Disney World, if you just want to see what's all available and you're trying to decide, it's a good thing to have.
Hey, you just brought up Minnie Mouse. Can I ask a random question?
Sure.
What's Mickey?
He's a mouse.
What's Minnie?
A mouse.
What's Pluto?
He's a dog.
What's Donald?
Duck.
What's Goofy?
A dog.
No, he's not a dog. He drives a car and he wears a tie. How can he be a dog?
Well, Mickey Mouse drives a car and wears a tie, and he's a mouse. All right. So.
I don't get that.
Also, I found out on this trip, and I did not know, if you go up to someone and you're dying of thirst, you say, "Can I have some water, please?" Water's free. They'll give you a cup of water for free. And if you carry like a refillable bottle, they'll fill it for you for free at all the snack places. And also,
which is a great tip, guys.
Great.
How about $4.50 a pop for a Diet Coke? So yeah, the cups of water is a good tip.
It's a good thing. And as far as transportation, if you're staying on the Disney properties, they have buses, they have boats. They also have really cute, instead of Uber, they have their own version of that. It's a mini car. It's red with white polka dots. So it looks like Minnie Mouse, but it is way more expensive than a regular Uber. So if you just want the experience of driving in a car with polka dots and you want to pay more for that, you can.
It's like a limo. It's like your personal Minnie Mouse limo. Yeah.
Right, it's an Uber.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you loved as far as rides and what you say don't even bother.
I think that's a great thing to talk about after we do a little something, something.
Okay, we'll get to that because this is really going to save you a lot of time standing in lines for some of those boring rides. All right. Majuri. Have you checked out my Majuri? You like my little evil eye ring?
I do.
Very
I love
subtle.
It. I love
the thing I love about Majuri is it's little classic dainty pieces that's just the kind of stuff I like. Simple pieces that are layered, stacked, like the stackable necklaces and rings and things like that, the layering pieces. Majuri is the fine jewelry company that is finally changing the narrative that has existed around fine jewelry or somebody else buying us jewelry. We can buy our own high quality jewelry. We are boss babes. We are getting it done. If I want a ring, I can buy it for myself. I love it when my husband buys me things, and I'm going to be pointing out things on Majuri because, hey, it's Christmas. But Majuri makes handcrafted fine jewelry for every day. So you can gift yourself. You don't need to wait for Valentine's Day or some other occasion or Christmas. You go to Majuri.com. It's MEJURI.com to check out the pieces. They're not, look at what somebody bought for me, but look what I bought for myself. Timeless, understated, fun statement pieces without the traditional markups. When it comes to pricing, you can see how they price each item in comparison to estimated retail costs on every product page. A diamond ring that's easily over $500 at a traditional retailer, less than $200 at Majuri, but not because they're cutting corners, because they don't have the expensive overhead. So check them out on Instagram if you want some inspiration. Sign up to see their latest weekly drops. This week, they're featuring some beautiful tube hoops which are really, really cool. You got to see those. And my daughter doesn't know it, but she's getting the anklet she wanted from Majuri for Christmas, but keep that between us.
Okay, I will. Take advantage of their limited time only sale all year and treat yourself right now. Go to majuri.com/lovin, Lovin, and get up to 20% off and free shipping on orders over $100. That's spelled MEJURI.com/lovin, Lovin. One more time, that's majuri.com/lovin. Love Majuri.
I do too. I love that word. All week at Disney World. Okay, so let's talk about the ride experiences. Our children had their favorites. We had our favorites. Some that you might just walk by and say, nah, that's not for me. And you're going to kick yourself because we're like, yes, you should have done that. Like Oga's Cantina. If you get reservations for Oga's Cantina, don't blow it off because it's the Star Wars Cantina. Now we know. Honey, why don't you start first with your favorites? My
favorites, well, just off the top of my head again, if you go to Disney World, you've got to go to Animal Kingdom and you've got to check out the Avatar.
The Avatar Flight of Passage.
Unbelievable experience. It's the best way to describe it, it's a CGI thing. It's a computer-generated screen, and you're sitting on a banshee.
It's also virtual reality.
Virtual reality, yeah. I'm sorry, virtual reality. And the banshee is breathing under you. You're flying. There's mist. There's smells. I mean, it is the closest thing I can ever imagine to actually flying.
And I'll tell you,
incredible.
I have terrible motion sickness. I got sick on a couple of roller coasters. I don't get sick on this one. I don't know what it is about the experience, but I don't get sick on this one. If you've ever gone to Epcot, it's similar to Soarin'. Soarin' is like you're sitting on a hang glider where you have the smells and the experiences and the cold wind in your face. But Avatar is next level, and it's a nice long ride. There's nothing worse for these people that wait in line literally 4 hours to get on this Avatar. At least it's a nice long ride. It's about 4 minutes, I would say.
Yeah.
It's really nice and long, and absolutely have to do it. Get a fast pass for that. Now,
that was the star of the show for me.
If you go off season, it might not be a 4 hour wait time. It might be more like an hour or so. An hour wait time at Disney World, not bad.
That one was my favorite, babe, followed closely by the Expedition Everest.
These are all at Animal Kingdom.
That was a cool roller coaster.
That's the one that made me sick.
Yeah, it goes frontwards and backwards. That was fun. And then, what I really liked, and I didn't think I would, were all the shows.
Mm-hmm. Alan loved the shows.
At the shows. And a lot of them were like kid shows. They're for kids, but even the adults, like even I thought they were funny and entertaining.
Yeah. Now you didn't go to the Beauty and let's stick with Animal Kingdom at first, since we're at Animal Kingdom. Yeah, we'll get to that. That's in Hollywood Studios. But at Animal Kingdom, which is a really wonderful park, they have the Lion King show, which is an absolute must. Yeah, it's beautiful with fire dancers and acrobatic monkeys and singing, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful show. That's a must do. Also, the Finding Nemo musical.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Emma Kelly was like, "Mommy, we have to go back to that," because she remembered from when she went to the park a few years ago. Mm-hmm. She loves that show. It's a beautiful show. I cry at the end of it every single time. Mm. It's like a puppet show, but it's like a Broadway musical. So you see the bodies, the people are standing there and they're dressed in character. Like the person who plays Nemo is kind of dressed like Nemo, but they're holding the puppet above their head. Mm-hmm. It's just a wonderful, wonderful show.
It's like the Muppet Show. The Muppets have been around forever, and I thought, well, what can they do at the Muppet Show that I haven't seen? Mm-hmm. What was a 3D Muppet Show?
Well, that was at Hollywood Studios.
And that was fun. We're still at Animal Kingdom. I'm just talking about shows.
Right.
That was a great show.
Well, at Animal Kingdom, they had It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Tough to Be a Bug.
That was a 3D.
That was awesome.
And that's kind of a fun show. Animal Kingdom, as far as rides, you've got to do the safari. The safari is done. You got to do the safari.
There's some cool animals you don't see every day.
You've got to do it though. The giraffes were everywhere on our safari. They were blocking the road. But if you can sit towards the front,
rhinos.
If you sit in the back on the safari, you're going to be tossed around, you almost get sick. So sit as close to the front as you can on safari.
I thought we were going to fall in that thing with the crocodiles.
It was a lot. It was a lot of bouncing around. We did not do the Cali River Rapids. I choose not to do that one because I did it once, and there's one person that gets absolutely soaked. It's a ride that's so wet, they make you put all your shoes, they don't make you, unless you want to walk around in wet shoes all day. They have a tub in the middle with a plastic lid, and you put your backpacks, your shoes and socks, everything in there, because you don't know who's going to get soaked. It's the luck of the draw, because it's like this big round ride and somebody just gets water doused on them. So we didn't do that. So if you want to risk being absolutely soaked, do the Cali River Rapids. The dinosaur ride, what'd you think of that? That was okay.
That was an older ride.
That was an older ride.
So it's rolling you through in like a fake Jeep in this, like you go back in time and you're rolling through all these dinosaurs. But the dinosaurs
are animatronic.
They're animatronic, and that's what Disney is known for. Is like one of the things they're known for, the awesome animatronics. Like when we were on the Seven Dwarfs ride.
Yeah,
those Seven Dwarfs were awesome.
Yeah,
but the dinosaurs,
they just need to be updated.
They looked a little fake.
Felicia Rashad was the. They have these narrators. They do a little show ahead of time. It's a video
from the Cosby
Show when she was part of the Cosby Show, I believe. Was the narrator. So this ride probably needs to be updated. It was still fine. It was just not our favorite.
Dylan and Cole liked it.
They liked it. See, that's what you got to think. It's about the little kids.
Yeah.
Little kids.
The adults thought it was corny, but the kids liked it. Yeah.
Now at Hollywood Studios, that was a really, really cool part.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
Now this is where they have the new ride, the Millennium Falcon, which we did not get to do.
And it's in the Star Wars world.
They do not have a fast pass for Millennium Falcon because it is new. You have to stand in line for it. And it just never worked out for us to do it. But we did do Star Tours, which is a 3D experience. Very similar. Very similar.
And guys, I was geeking out so hard in this Star Wars world. Kelly took me through this tunnel, and then we're in this new world.
And you are in Star Wars.
It was like we took a ship and landed on Tatooine.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around like, this is freaking incredible. And that night, it just coincidentally, it was a little bit overcast. The sun was going down, and the sky was purple and orange.
It was like a movie set.
So we had this kind of strange glow over this world we're in. And then one thing I didn't know this, but Disney pipes scents into these worlds. So they smell a certain way. And they also have all this ambient music going on. Like you'll hear
noises like, it's like a,
yeah.
So it's like, that could be some sort of Wookiee call. I don't know.
A Wookiee. Huh?
I don't know.
Or you'll hear like a ship, and you're like, holy crap, did something just go over my head? It's just so cool and so realistic. There's ships and stuff lying around. And then
Chewbacca.
I looked over and there's Chewie, and he's working on a ship.
He's working on a ship. He's like, he can't see you.
Yeah.
So he's just working, like doing his thing with another mechanic. There were stormtroopers out, talking to people. Really, really cool.
Incredible.
And you have to go to the Star Wars launch bay because you can meet Darth Vader and Chewbacca.
That was fun.
You have to do that. Come on, I'm an adult and I kind of know this is, all make believe.
Babe.
I was nervous as heck.
Babe.
Darth Vader was scary, and Chewbacca, I just was overcome with so much love. I didn't want to leave him.
So Darth, we get up to our spot to where we're ready to go in and meet Darth. He just shows up, and we're standing there. He's about 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he's like, come with me.
Yeah, and you hear a...
It's scary. You don't think it will be, but it's very intimidating.
We go in this little room, and then he starts grilling us.
Yeah.
He said something like, we've noticed you on surveillance. And then he points at Dylan, the 7-year-old, and we're all just looking up at him. He points at Dylan. He says, "You are a traitor and a rebel spy." And we're like, "Oh my God!" We're like,
"Please don't hurt me."
Yeah, we're like, "Oh, okay." And we're like, and I think Kelly said, "Can we get a picture?" And then he didn't say anything. He has a little helper, and then Darth just stands there with his hands on his hips. They take a picture.
Yeah, I wanted Darth to stand in the middle and us all kind of stand around Darth.
No.
That ain't the way it's happening.
No, you stand
Darth
here.
stands to the side, and you are like, okay, this is what we're doing.
So Kelly and the kids walk out of the room, and I think, wise guy here, I start snapping pictures of Darth Vader, and he's just standing there. He chased me out of the room.
He wasn't about that.
And I squealed like a little schoolgirl. I was like, ah! And then I ran out of the room.
Very
I've got a video, a picture of him chasing me out of the room.
And because of our magic bands, all of our interaction, they were taking pictures of us the whole time. That's on our My Disney Experience app. And Chewbacca was just loving and wonderful and so nice. And it was just great.
Teddy bear.
We also highly recommend the Frozen sing-along show.
Yeah.
Even for boys. I know some boys be like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
No,
they have what they call historians telling you the history of Frozen, and they're comedians, and they're hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
The Beauty and the Beast show, wonderful, beautiful. The Indiana Jones stunt show, loved it.
Yeah, that was fun too.
And
it's a live show.
Our kids now are like, we want to watch the movies, so that's cool.
And it was, I mean, if you've seen the movie, a lot of what they were doing were scenes based on those movies. Yeah.
They also, after going on the Avatar ride, my daughter decided she wanted to watch Avatar, and Alan downloaded Disney Plus. She watched 5 minutes of it and was so bored. She goes, this is so boring. I said, honey, that's the way the movie is for 3 hours. I thought Avatar was one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my life.
I have a much different opinion.
I did not like Avatar. I couldn't believe they turned it into a ride at Disney World. When I heard, I'm like, why? But now, I mean, if you go to Disney World, it's incredible. What else? The kids love Toy Story Mania. Anything with Toy Story Land, they love. The Slinky Dog Dash. But the only problem is people are waiting in line like 3 hours to get on Slinky Dog Dash, the roller coaster. That ride's over in about 60 seconds. That's the problem with some of these rides, like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Again, it's over in about a minute. So please get fast passes. We cannot stress it enough.
So just as a side note, you said something about Toy Story. So Cole really latched on to Forky.
Yeah.
He got a Forky doll.
Yeah, he loved that.
And so, as I said before, my sister's an expert in all things Disney. So I texted her, and just the whole week I was texting her things like, hey, what do we do here? What do we do there? Or what do you think about this?
Well, and see, Alan would ask his sister stuff before he asked his wife. I'm like, I've been to Disney World 50 times.
Yeah, but I just wanted her opinion on, for example, I saw a dude wearing a Maleficent hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Maleficent. Yeah.
Maleficent. It's like a weird looking hat that has
horns.
2 horns on it.
Yeah.
So I texted her and I said, hey, what's your point of view on a dude that wears a Maleficent hat? And my sister, very profound, she goes, that's totally appropriate because you don't select the character at Disney. The character selects you.
There you go. There you go.
So later on, I send her a picture of Dill in a Pluto hat. She goes, see? The character selected Dill.
There you go.
And then Forky selected Cole.
Very, very sweet.
Oh,
he loves that Forky.
Forky selected Cole. So who would be your character? Like we didn't buy any merch.
We didn't. I don't know.
I think mine's Darth Vader.
It's pretty cool. I love Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I'm probably Chewie, I guess.
The character selects you, baby.
But I told the kids went on a ride with another adult who was there. We just happened to run into some friends that were there. And I told Alan, I said, none of the kids are going to want to go. So go with me to the Hall of Presidents.
Oh, that was great.
I'm telling you guys, you have to go to the Hall of Presidents. It is so fascinating. It's, again, Disney animatronics. You will walk by this 100 times and not go in, but you need to go. All 44 of the presidents are represented. It is crazy good.
45, right?
45,
yeah.
Whatever.
No, 45. They show a lot of video, and there's a lot of voiceover of presidents. The history and their famous speeches. And
like when we began with the idea of president, starting with George Washington, then they hit some of the major presidents, and then they introduce you to every single one of the presidents, which I just found out are 45.
You may think that sounds boring, guys.
It's so good.
I'm telling you, at the very end, the curtains part, and all 45 presidents are right in front of you.
Moving.
And they look very, very realistic.
Acknowledging each other.
They're nodding, they're talking, and they're dressed in the period garments.
Mm-hmm.
So the modern day presidents have suits on. The old ones, like George Washington, had their clothing on.
Got to go do
that.
It
was amazing.
The kids need to go do that. It's really interesting. It's fascinating, and adults especially. We would not. I know a lot of people were standing in line for the Jungle Cruise because Dwayne Johnson is getting ready to do that movie about it. That ride is really boring. I'll just be honest. It's a boring ride. What do you think, honey?
I thought the safari was a much better way to spend your time.
Yeah. And you weren't that thrilled with safari.
Well, the safari was fine, but the Jungle Cruise was a bunch of fake animals.
It is. And with the Jungle Cruise, if you don't get a great captain of your boat, you are really not going to have fun. We fortunately had a woman who was very funny, very witty, a lot of puns. But
I've never heard so many puns.
Very punny. It's
she
a very
was
corny ride.
Machine gunning those puns.
Yeah, she had her what do you call it? Her cash
bag of tricks.
That was corny. The Country Bear Jamboree. You talk about corny. There are certain things at Disney World you just have to do because they are there since the park opened in 1971. Tomorrowland Speedway, it's not great, but kids love it. Dumbo, go ahead, do it. Teacups, I'm sorry, you'll throw up, but you got to try it. What else? Country Bear Jamboree.
Well, the Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror is great. Rock and Roller Coaster. Haunted Mansion, Alan did not like at all.
Well, no, I didn't say I didn't like it at all. I said it was just kind of.
But there's a line a mile long to get into it because it's part of the Disney history.
Yeah, it's part of the history. What were you just talking about just a minute ago?
Teacups, the Tomorrowland.
Oh, the Jungle Cruise.
The Jungle Cruise, yeah, that was boring.
Yeah.
And the Pirates of the Caribbean we didn't get to do. That's a really nice boat ride.
I missed that.
There's certain things you just get on because you need to sit down for a minute. And that's a nice long ride. It's just a boat that takes you through and you see animatronics again of pirates. And there's one that looks just like Johnny Depp. Splash Mountain, one of my favorites because it's a nice long ride. I like long rides that you get to sit and enjoy. So we really do highly recommend getting a character meal because if your kids are really get an autograph book, that's priority because your kids are going to get autographs. Now, our character dining experience, it rotates. We happen to get the Winnie the Pooh day.
So here,
I wasn't thrilled. I like Winnie the Pooh.
They liked it.
I wanted it to be
like Mickey and Minnie and
Goofy and Pluto and all those. We happened to get the Winnie the Pooh day, which is fine.
But here are the autographs that Dylan got. He got Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, Tigger.
That was from that breakfast or lunch.
He also got Rafiki, who's the meerkat in Lion King.
He got
Rafiki's the baboon.
The baboon and Timon or Pumbaa.
Timon. He got Wendell the bear.
Buzz Lightyear,
who does a stamp. He can't sign.
Yeah.
Pluto.
Chewbacca. Darth Vader.
No.
Did Darth do it?
Chewie didn't sign, and Darth didn't either. No, they don't sign. Sign.
That's right.
No. They don't sign. And then I was looking through his autograph book. Big Al Mack.
You would have seen Kelly Raspberry in there too.
I just thought it was funny that I'm thumbing through all these Disney characters, and then I'm like, oh, Big Al signed this thing.
Yeah, the kids are all getting autographed with kids, and Dylan saw that and wanted it.
Yeah. So
anyway, we, had a wonderful time. We stayed probably 2 days too long. Let's be honest. We were exhausted. We stayed at the Wilderness Lodge. When you walk into the Wilderness Lodge, it's really beautiful. The lobby's gorgeous. The pool area is gorgeous. The rooms are in desperate need of updating. Desperate.
I mean,
Disney, get on that.
I've never been to a hotel room that doesn't have a charger by the bed.
It was just not, it was not the best.
That's how guys built back in the 60s or 70s.
The best part about being there, we stayed on the concierge level. Unfortunately, they didn't have a room on the concierge level. It was 4 floors removed on the opposite side of the hotel. And they were supposed to keep our refrigerator stocked with drinks, which they did not. But we managed to do that.
But
we got
the theming, which I've learned now is a word.
Theming.
The theming of the resort, the hotel, was so
campgrounds.
Cool. I mean, it looked like you're in this gigantic
it was great.
Log cabin.
The like I said, the lobby is great. The pool area is great. The boat, the proximity to the park's great. The boats get you there real quick.
But the room
left a lot to be desired. Now, you're not going to be in your room a lot, right?
Well, you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But we weren't really sure.
Yeah.
And the Hoop-de-Doo review. All right. If you're going to do the Hoop-de-Doo review, this is a dinner and a show.
Babe, people swear by this thing. When I posted we were at the Hoop-de-Doo review, people were like, oh my God, That's just the best show I've ever been
to. It's
to.
like 5 stars on Google.
Yeah.
We are just the oddballs out. Now, we had a few things. They had like a 4:00 show, a 6:15 show, and an 8:30 show.
And which one do you think we go to, guys?
We got the 8:30 show.
And this was after an entire day at the park.
So our travel agent, very helpful. She had us very scheduled. You can tell your travel agent, we want to do all the things or we need more relaxing. So her advice was to go back to the room, rest, take a nap, and then go to dinner. Our kids won't do that. They go back to the room. They're jumping off the walls. They're not resting. They're not napping.
No.
So by the time we get to dinner, Dylan's asleep and he's 7. That was about a $35 wadded up, throw it away because he didn't touch anything.
And dinner doesn't come out until about 9 o'clock.
Well, you sit down with bread and salad. So as soon as you sit down, they at least have that. And they're singing and it was not for us. It was not for us. We ate and left.
No, I don't think it was
bottomless ribs, bottomless fried chicken, all you can eat, mashed potatoes, green beans, salad, bread. What else? Baked beans. It was great. The food was delicious.
Now, I wouldn't put this on Hoop-de-Doo Review. I think we were just not in a good frame of mind.
We were not in a good frame of mind.
I think we were all dead tired.
We were exhausted.
And we were just kind of over it,
And our son Cole was a little unsettled by the waiter.
Yeah, because he kept clanging the food real loud.
Part of the bit is the wait staff. You're eating off metal plates and stuff. He would slam the food down on Cole's plate, and Cole thought he was in trouble. And it just kind of shocked him. And we were like, no, Cole, it's just part of the bit. But he did it every time. And Cole wasn't enjoying
He
that.
wasn't feeling it. Yeah.
Wasn't feeling that. And Dylan's asleep.
Yeah.
And our kids don't have big appetites.
Yeah.
And there's only so much Alan and I can eat to justify the price tag.
Right.
And we didn't even make it.
And we weren't singing along.
We weren't singing. Well, how could you sing along? They went through the crowd. I just don't, maybe, I don't think I was in the wrong mindset, Alan. First, they want to know where everybody's from. And so they go through the crowd and there's like, you're from Georgia. You're from Georgia. That's a far reach. Did you bring us a Georgia peach? Ha, 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 ha. Where are you from, sir? I'm from Missouri. You're from Missouri, the show me state. Hurry up and get the vittles on. We don't want to wait. Ha, 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 ha. They did that about 30 times. Then it was time to ask who was celebrating a birthday. Just went around to I've never seen so many people celebrate birthdays in my life. I think there was about 72 people that had birthdays that night.
More than that.
They were all lying. There's no way in hell that many people were having birthdays. Everybody got acknowledged. Everybody got sung to. I'm sorry, honey. I don't think I was in the wrong mindset. I just don't think that type of show is for me.
I was bushed.
So unless you want to spend a lot of money, well, if you like that kind of thing, just go to the early show. That's our suggestion because listen, there are 5-star reviews coming out the Yahoo on Google. Everybody's got a 5-star review, but the Evans family.
But us, yeah. But my nieces, this is their favorite thing
love it.
to do. This is of all the things at Disney.
I don't get it.
This is their favorite thing.
I don't get it.
I
really don't get it. But there you go. Do that without our blessing.
Yeah.
And then tell us how wrong we are because how much you love it. But I know what I do love are Brooklyn and sheets. Man, when we got home from all that Disney and sleeping in that bed that wasn't mine, I wanted to get into my bed with my Brooklyn and sheets because my bed is an oasis thanks to Brooklyn. I spend more than a third of my life between the sheets. I'd spend more if I could. And I want them to be crazy comfortable. And this holiday season, gift yourself, gift the ones you love with something a little cozier, like bedding, loungewear, towels, and more. They have it all for you at Brooklyn. And they're having their biggest sale ever this Black Friday through Cyber Monday. So this podcast drops on Cyber Monday. You can take advantage of this huge sale. This is home of the internet's favorite sheets. Brooklyn has got over 50,000 5-star reviews and counting. And unlike Hoop-de-Doo Review, I agree with all those other 5-star reviews. Now, Brooklinen takes the middleman out. This is a husband and wife who wanted to find beautiful home essentials that didn't cost an arm and a leg. And they just wanted to have that luxury feeling at home instead of the 300% markup you get at department stores. But Brooklinen has moved beyond the bedroom, so you can get essentials for your bathroom like towels, shower curtains, bath mats. They've even got ultra soft loungewear, so you feel like you've never left the bed. You're at a spa. So everything you need to gift yourself and others is for you right now, especially during the sale they've got going on at Brooklinen.
And Brooklinen.com is
right here.
Yeah, you like softness? I do. You like comfort? I do. Well, there's essentials to help you relax. Brooklinen has it all. Brooklinen.com is having their biggest sale ever, and it's happening right now for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Brooklinen is so confident in their product that all their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. And the only way to get access to their biggest event and free shipping is to go to Brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com before December 3rd.
Oh, you got a couple days here.
Yeah, you better move quick. And if you're just hearing this and it's post Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you can still use the promo code Kelly. Okay, Kellie.
Why do you always sound surprised? It's always Kelly at Brooklinen.com.
It is. I just don't have my own promo code. At Brooklinen.com for 10% off and free shipping anytime. Brooklinen, everything you need to live your most comfortable life.
Well, I'm going to try to get you a code, Alan.
Thank you.
I'm going to do my best.
Let's do this because we need to bring it home for Jerome. I've got a few just kind of gee whiz Disney things. And maybe
this has been the all Disney show.
All
but
Disney.
Hopefully it's helpful information for you. Listen, after I got home, it's like I was watching TV and there was a commercial and it was a father and he was sitting on his daughter's bed as she's getting ready to leave for college. And he's looking back at the videos of his daughter from Disney World.
Aww.
And he's tearing up because, you know, Alan and I are talking about what bored us and what we love. But honestly, Disney World is about children. I know there's a lot of adults who are obsessed with it as well. And we ran into a lot of them at Disney World.
Yeah, we did. My sister being one of them.
Yes, one of them. But, you know, it's such a little brief window of time that you have your children. It is stupid expensive. There are ways corners. They do have, you know, cheaper properties like the All-Star Resorts at Disney that are less expensive than the Grand Floridian if you want to go all out, or the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So there are ways of doing it cost effective. We didn't do a meal plan because it didn't make sense for our family, but a lot of times with kids, you can buy one chicken finger adult meal and that'll feed 2 kids easily and saves you some money there.
They give you a lot of food at Disney.
Give you a lot of food. Adult meals will go a long way feeding your family. If you do work with a travel agent, it doesn't cost you anything to use them. But like I said, like Crazy Imagination Travel is who we used. You can do it up big time, spare no expense, or she can help you cut corners. They were really helpful to us, but we did it a little too long. We recommend if we were going to do it again, we'd probably cap it at 4 days?
Yeah, probably 4 or 5 days.
4 to 5 days max. Hopper passes, I don't think are necessary because really, would we have had the time or energy to do 2 parks in one day?
Not me.
Some people, if you maybe only have 1 or 2 days, you want to do the Hopper passes because you want to spend just a little bit of time in all the parks. Just 1 park pass per day, I think, is a gracious plenty. What other tips? Oh, if you are flexible with your vacation schedule, February is the time to go, from what I have been told, because it's post holidays and pre-spring break, and the weather is not ridiculously hot. So there's the week of Thanksgiving. Elbows to elbows, butts to elbows, as they would say.
No, it's butts to something else.
Christmas week, awful. And of course, you know, the summer months are going to be brutally hot and everybody's on vacation. So if you can swing it to do it around February or just after the holiday, that's the time to go.
Yeah, the weather was great when we were there too. So I guess Thanksgiving is a good time weather-wise.
Well, it was right before or right after, because I just out of curiosity was looking at wait times tonight. The Millennium Falcon had like a 40-minute wait time. That's because it's Sunday night after Thanksgiving and everybody left.
Everybody's gone.
Everybody left today. So if you could go in like on a Sunday after Thanksgiving, that would be perfect too.
Okay, let's finish off with a few things here. Just kind of gee whiz things. Did you know there's no gum sold anywhere at Disney World?
Yes.
They do that to keep the parks clean. So if you want gum, gotta bring it. Gotta bring your own.
I'll tell you, they keep those parks pristine.
Yeah. Oh, they're beautiful.
Pristine.
Did you know that you can have a wake-up call from any of the Disney characters if you stay on a Disney property?
I didn't know that. We didn't take advantage of that.
Didn't take advantage of that.
How'd you find that out?
Read it right here.
How much does that cost?
Nothing. You can have Mickey give you a wake-up call every morning.
It's a recording?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still nice.
Yeah, sure. It's just
you tell the kids to answer the phone.
Yeah, right. This is a tip. And did you know, here we'll finish with this one. Disney World is 40 square miles, about the size of San Francisco, and it's twice the size of Manhattan. Disney World, which includes 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, ESPN Wild World of Sports, Disney Quest, Disney Springs, and 21 hotels, is over 25,000 acres. Now, I tracked our steps every day we went to the parks. This doesn't even include our travel steps, like flying there and flying back. This is just
how much we walk.
Walking at the park. Would you guess how many steps and I track it on my iPhone. How many steps did we take?
1 million.
How about 88,604 steps in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days?
How many miles is that?
That you plug that into a converter, it's about 40 miles.
We walked 40 miles.
40 miles. So the final tip is don't try to be all cute at Disney World.
No.
Wear shorts, t-shirt, a hat,
comfy shoes. I saw a woman wearing a blazer.
Oh my gosh.
And heels.
No.
I'm like, is she just now? Granted, she could have been just going to like one show or something and leaving. She might have been. Who knows? But wear comfy shoes.
Bust out your dad Reeboks, your white dad Reeboks, the comfiest shoes you got.
Sunscreen. I got no sunburn, and you're in so much direct sunlight. What else? Backpack is a must. A backpack is.
You looked at me like I was crazy when I said, "Hey, we need to bring a backpack." You're like, "Oh,
no, I didn't. I take a backpack every year."
You looked at me like I was crazy.
No, I didn't.
Like you are
I did not, because I have.
Why are you looking at me now?
I have a backpack I take every year to Disney World. I've had the same one. It's a black and gray camo backpack
which
I take every year.
Which I loved those 40 miles.
Not all of it.
Well, I'd say 30.
Some of it. Most of it. You ended up feeling sorry for me.
Yeah. I'd say 9/10 of it.
It was a great time. We were not paid by Disney to do this podcast, but we just figured there are a lot of people that are curious, or maybe you're Disney enthusiasts, who might be interested in going. So if you have any questions we didn't answer, feel free to email us. It's easy to find us at kellyandalan.com. What's the email address for that?
Podcast@kellyandalan.com.
Podcast@kellyandalan.com.
And I think, sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, I think next podcast, to kind of, we're not going to beat Disney to death, but we got Disney Plus, like Kelly said, and I have been watching The Mandalorian, the new made for Disney Plus Star Wars series. Guys, I love it. It is unbelievable.
Our daughter, Emma Kelly, has been begging us for it forever because it has every Disney movie on it.
So I want to do a review.
And Alan now he finally caved and said we get like a week free.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they signed you up for a week free trial.
And then so then you can, but we're obviously going to get it. It's like $7 a month. But Alan loves it. And hey, if you've listened to the podcast this long, here's a little special treat for you. Make sure you're listening to the next podcast because we have a very, very special prize we're going to give away. We're going to announce how you can win $500 to spend at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
Now, this is a huge store in Grand Prairie, Texas, but they also are at livingspaces.com. They're having a huge, speaking of, Black Friday weekend deals going on right now. But $500 we have to give away to Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
We'll give you details on how you can win it on the next Sandwiches and Lovin' podcast.
All right, babe. Good tip.
Just in time for the holidays.
Good way to sig you out of this thing. Did you know you can also trade pins with any cast member?
Yes. If you have Disney pins, you go up to any. They have people standing there with boards filled with pins, and you walk up and they have to trade with you, whither one. But you have to give them one. You give them one and take one.
And the
And people are really passionate about the pins.
And the employees at Disney are called cast members.
Yes, everybody's a cast member, from the street sweeper to the head of the hotel.
And they always call you friend.
Yes.
I thought that was cool.
And when you come back to the hotel, they say, welcome home.
Yeah. Well, it is a magical place, boy. I mean, there's not I don't know. I can be somewhat cynical, somewhat jaded, somewhat crusty at times. But that is a magical place.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm glad we did it.
I'm glad we did it.
Like I said, I wish we would have stayed about 2 days fewer.
And not really for me. I just seeing like the kids and how they were smiling the whole time and how they were happy, and they had their times when they were cranky and
well, yeah,
they were tired.
And you're in line.
Just I don't know. We're fortunate we're able to take them, and I think they're fortunate they're able to go. I never went as a kid, so this was my first time, and it is a magical place. So if you can
highly recommend,
if you can swing it, if you can swing it, do it. All right,
and don't look at the receipts. Just don't.
Just pay cash and get it over with.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right, babe. Well, this was fun. Love you desperately.
I love you too, honey.
Love our listeners desperately. I love Disney World desperately.
I'm glad.
I want to go back someday.
It would be a long time.
But I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. Maybe we won't go to Disney World, but we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
I need to look at these deals right now. Look at that. $195 bucks. $195 for that sofa. That's crazy.
Good deal. Are you gonna stay on for a while, or are you gonna?
No, I gotta go.
Okay.
What time? And the kids are gonna be here in a minute.
All right, guys. We got a couple of things we got to do, but thanks for tuning in at kind of this oddball time, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.